Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Amadeus, and today's guide will focus on newly implemented PvP feature, Rival Wings. But before that, I want to take just a quick moment to speak about myself and why I've been so absent to the streaming scene lately. Before that, first off, I want to thank everyone who's offered some support to me these past few days. If you haven't checked my Facebook page, then I would suggest that you do that now, just to kind of take a look at what I mean. That's Amadeus Aeon at facebook.com. And basically, well, what I said was that I've lost a very, very dear and close friend to my heart, and death is never an easy thing to accept at first. It takes time to heal and recover, and so that is why I asked on the group that you guys give me just a few days to kind of recuperate and kind of settle down here some. I mean, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect either. But I am trying to do my very best here and provide you with information and quality content to look forward to. Again, I want to thank you very much for the support. And I hope that you guys know that I am still streaming and I haven't completely given it up yet, and I want to keep on doing it for as long as I possibly can, and I hope that you will stick here with me right up to the very end. Without further ado, let's begin the discussion here. First off, what is Rival Wings? That is the question we want to ask when we begin this little journey here. If I can find my right emote. There it is. So Rival Wings, as I mentioned at the beginning, is a new feature which was added in patch 4.15. And that feature is a new PvP mode, but unlike the previous modes that we've received before, this one is entirely unique and new to this game. And a lot of people have coined the term MOBA to describe this, which basically is, you know, just a fancy way of saying, hey, you know, you're gonna be utilizing like different types of, you know, just like monsters or something like that on the field. And that's basically MOBA in a nutshell, is you're using highly powered monsters or weapons, etc., ships, you name it, just to kind of gain an advantage on the field of battle. And this requires that you work with a team. Now in here, in this mode, you will have alliances of 4 players. There will be 6 parties total. So you will have, let's see, 6 parties of 4. So that's, you know, yeah. And basically, while you're in here, you will have different types of objectives to go through as you're in this new mode. And I'm gonna go ahead and queue up for it right now, just so that you guys can see what it's like. And I'll be explaining things as we go along. Now, unlike the other PvP modes, what makes this one so unique is that you're not actually required to, or I should say prioritizing, taking down the other player, but rather you're going to be taking down specific nodes, or in this mode as people like to refer to them as towers. And once those towers are taken down, the next step you're going to work on is moving into their headquarters. That's right, I didn't stutter. You're actually going to go into their headquarters, or their spawn, whatever you wish to call it, and you're going to attack their main hub, and that's how you will secure ultimate victory in this new PvP mode. But doing this by yourself, though, as just the individual, and as the player, the character, is not going to get you very far, for these things, these towers, they have a whole heck of a lot of defense as well as HP, so you can hit it at it and smack it around as much as you want as a DPS or tank, but you're not going to get too far. So what you really want to do is focus on collecting CE, which is short for ceruleum, and there are these glowing objects on the field of the battle that you're going to collect, and what they do is they unlock the feature to be able to use these machina, and there are 3 different types of machina which are used in this mode, and these machina will dish out most of the damage on the towers and help you advance further on towards your opponent's headquarters, where you'll eventually achieve victory. Now keep in mind though that there are other players will be getting in your way, so you will still have to kill them, but killing them isn't necessarily the main goal here. They are just an obstacle in your way in this mode, so you really want to try to ignore them as best as you can. And if you're the one who's using a machina, and by use I mean you're actually going to be driving this thing. That's right, that's the best part here, everyone's favorite part. You're going to drive this machina, and you're going to basically use it to attack the strongholds or towers to advance further. And they employ different types of attacks, which I'll try to get one to show you as an example here as soon as we queue up here. Usually takes a good few minutes. I mean, it's pretty early over here on the NA Data Center, so there's not a whole lot of people awake just right yet. Plus it's also a Sunday, so a lot of people are, you know, just sleeping in, getting all their rest. But then there's people like me who wake up bright and early, ready to do things throughout the day, and so forth. But, you know, it is what it is, so we'll just wait here for some time until it shows up so I can show you what I mean about the piloting the mechs and their different abilities and such. Also to note, while you're on the battlefield, you'll have small little mammoths. That's right, I said mammoths. The small little minion guys with the helmets for heads. These guys will be joining you on this battlefield. And while you're not required to activate them or use them anyway, they kind of act autonomously, as they should be, because that's pretty much what they are. They're just automations. So their behavior is entirely independent, but nonetheless they will help you slightly, but not greatly, so it's up to you to decide how you want to use them. But in this mode I've seen people kind of help them push through their fighting with the other automations here. Almost said automaton, sorry. Wrong game here. But yeah, automate, you'll be helping them push through these other mammoths, and if they reach a tower successfully, they'll essentially commit suicide. It's a sad thing to say, but yeah, they'll commit suicide and basically become a ticking time bomb once they've reached their destination, and they'll do quite a bit of damage to the towers that they reach. They'll do about, I believe, like 10% damage to the tower that they reach. So if you get those little guys there, they'll definitely chip away at the tower, albeit at a slower rate than if you were to be in a machina, for sure. But they will definitely still be able to help you chip away a lot faster at the towers. And that's always great, because that is one of your first objectives, is removing these towers out of the equation so that you can reach the enemy stronghold and take it under your control, or rather take it down, I should say. Now, aside from that, there's an optional sort of task that you can do, and that's basically to hold this generator, which is located in the very center of the map. And basically what this generator does is that ceruleum that we mentioned earlier, it will increase the spawn rates of when they appear upon the field. So that means that your team, here we go, here the match started a little bit 8 minutes in, but that's okay. But basically this ceruleum, it will help this ceruleum kind of move in a lot faster on the field, so that your teammates, your alliances, will be able to collect them at a much quicker rate. Now, from what it looks like on the things, it's not looking too great for us right now in this match. I just kind of joined it in progress, as you can tell, because that queue was pretty long. And let's face it, like I said, it's pretty early and we could be waiting for an extremely long time. So you just kind of have to utilize what you can. But anyway, like as I was saying, we have this little thing generator here in the middle, and right now my teammates are working to hold that outpost there. And that's kind of the main goal here. Their main agenda is holding that tower so that we can summon some machina to help us, you know, push through this fight. And as you can see, we're trying to push through here just a little bit. There's one of my teammates. Appears to be a healer, so I don't have to worry too much about healing them up quite much, huh? I assume to summon my pet for some reason here. But yeah, as I mentioned, we have these little automatons here. They're kind of just helping out. But yeah, it takes a lot of teamwork here. And see, they summoned a mech right here, and this is one of the actual enemies that we want to get rid of very first. But basically in this mode, it's all about a team effort of attack and defense. And it's quite obvious, you know, you won't always get through. And that's alright, you know, it's not a perfect situation, it shouldn't be. But you always just have to try your best here. That's the main thing. Always do your best. Where are you at, my blue? I can't seem to do much for you. Oop. Can't seem to heal my team allies here, sadly. Looks like they got through though, let's see out here. Looks like it's time for us to retreat. There's our ferry. Seems to be targeting me. Not the best choice in this case. Oh boy, fierce. Can't seem to target them up. Ah, he's dead, man. Hold up, people. Hold up. I got it. Maybe not. Ah, well, I tried there. Not easy targeting on this PS4, sadly. That's alright. But that's the generator I wanted to show you guys, and that helps us get some cerulean, which I'm gonna actually go grab some to show you what those are. We're actually in some pretty good shape right now, the match. We really turned things around from when we just jumped in here, as you can tell. It's always a good thing. But yeah, those towers are those glowing pillar things that you see in the sky. Those are our towers, and you'll definitely want to try to defend or go assault the enemies' towers as best you can. Oh, shoot. It looks like the match ended a little too soon, but that's okay. We won. We took out their base. Maybe we can get another one, and I'll show you the ceruleum. Might take some time, but that's okay. We've got enough time, so we'll do another one just to show you guys the ceruleum and the mechs, because I didn't get to show the mechs either, because being the hill is always the busy part. Well, that's okay. I did it so that I could stay alive long enough to show you guys. Though I ended up dying back there, but that's okay. All in a day's work for a healer. Sometimes I gotta take a fall. But yeah, along with the objectives, you just gotta work as a team with your teammates, and you know, use your map and look at the chat, see what's going on, see if you can go help out where it's needed, or if you have another strategy in mind, or your teammates are asking you for something, some help with something, then that is also another thing you can look into, which is always a good thing to do. You always want to try to help out as best you can and work out things with your other teams, you know. And if you have suggestions on stuff that you can do to improve this, then maybe mention in your party chat or in your Alliance chat, say, hey, I need some help here, or say, can someone help me here, etc., etc., and you know, just keep continuing on best you can. It gets kind of chaotic, as you saw there, but just do what you can and you should be able to push through just fine, as long as you stick together and work with your groups to try and secure victory. And you did, in that last match there, you did kind of see a little bit of the Machina there. There are 3 types, as I mentioned. The first type is the Cruise Chaser. Yeah, everyone's favorite song meme now. Forward and backward and forward and backward and go forward, backward, etc., etc. Yeah, we get the song. But yeah, there's that one, which is primarily an offensive type of Machina. It really strikes down other players a lot faster, makes quick work of them, so that makes things easier for the next Machina that comes up, and that's the Oppressor. And it really makes things a lot easier for this Oppressor to get by, because the Oppressor is a very, very slow walking walking machina. It takes them quite some time to get across the field, so they're usually almost always needed to be accompanied by a cruise chaser so that they can get by without too many incidents. And this helps quite a bit to get your oppressors across the field, because they have a missile similar to mechanic that we've seen in the Alexander fight, to where they'll launch a missile on a designated area, and that area will take some pretty high damage. So now this doesn't really hurt the players too much, because this Machina wasn't designed in this PvP to be an offensive type, but rather, you know, a nuke. Just a walking nuke, you could say, to take out the towers, basically, and take out the main headquarters, the enemy headquarters. But yeah, they're pretty slow. I'll try and show you what they look like so that you can use it as future reference once we get into this next match here, which hopefully soon. You never tell with these queues sometimes. But those are the main Machina you will use. The third one is a very rare occurrence, and you'll usually only see it once per match. Or rather, sorry, twice per match, because it gives you 2 uses out of this Machina, this next Machina, which is everybody's favorite comic book villain, hero-ish, whatever you want to call it. It's the Brute Justice. And yeah, so basically, once you have this guy out on the field, he'll really do a lot of reconnaissance. Basically, he's not entirely a nuke, although he can do quite substantial damage to a tower or headquarter base. But he's not entirely a nuke, and as we who've been playing this new mode have discovered, he's quite a good a good offensive type Machina, and he really levels the field quite a bit. He sends people packing and crying away as soon as he's on the field, because he has this one attack that's short range, but it causes a stun. This is where he'll launch his fists out on an AoE area, and that will stun whoever's in the area. AoE. Then he has a straight line AoE, which will hit any target that's within its line of sight, directly in front of it, and that will do some damage, as well as add the effect of paralysis for a short period of time. And then the last one is his flamethrower ability, which and the reason I'm explaining these abilities and I haven't explained the other ones is because this one, as I said, he only appears very rarely, so the odds of us getting to actually pilot him is quite low, because usually someone else will jump on him, and not always the right person that we want for the job, but it is what it is, because that's how this system was designed, so that everyone has free go at the Machina, which if you ask me, they should just limit this Brute Justice specifically to the different parties, or the party that's on top, you know, the one who has the most, I guess what you could say the most, you get these, this stacking buff ability for obtaining basically kills. See, that's the only thing your kills are good for in this mode is it gives you stacking buff that increases your damage dealt, and or in my case, since I'm queuing as healer, it'll increase my healing output. And that's really good for if you want to, you know, speed things on just a little bit. But again, it's not mandatory. Gosh, this morning queue is being awfully slow today, isn't it? Even you are even joined in progress partying. Oh man, sorry but that's a bit off topic there. Anyway, but yeah, this buff that you will see, it will show up on the party menu right next to your character's name, your avatar name. There'll be a glowing symbol. Oh geez, finally. It will be this like glowing sort of star symbol, and you get stacks of these, and when you reach max stacks, you'll be like god tier, a god tier healer or a god tier tank, DPS, etc. And people will not want to mess with you when they cross your path, because they'll get really messed up. So that's one thing that helps out just a little bit. But anyway, I forgot to mention Brute Justice is Flamethrower. That's where we were. Sorry, I get sidetracked sometimes. But the Flamethrower ability causes damage over time on whoever's in the area. It's a wide conal-shaped area attack, so whoever you've targeted in that area, they will have that debuff for about I believe it's 8 or 10 seconds, something like that. And that is all of Brute Justice's abilities basically there. His straight line AoE, his sort of circular AoE, and his flamethrower. So he is definitely very much an offensive machina, and he can really make things a lot easier for the overall state of battle, you could say. Battle of the healers, what they're gonna find out. Ain't so easy to take it out. I think I wasted enough time with these guys. Sadly. Looks like I'm not gonna make it there, but oh well. Those little guys I was helping though, those are the mammoths. And that's kind of what I wanted to show you. Looks like we have an oppressor who's being slightly reckless here. I guess I'll follow him along just in case. Try to anyway. I got you covered, my man. Or I'll try to cover you. Try and cover you as much as I can. Don't look like I can heal those guys, sadly. Nope, I can't heal them while they're in mechs. Sadly. That's okay. I can just do that. But here's the two different main bots, as you can see here. This guy here is the oppressor bot. He'll launch missiles at the towers over there. Those are what your towers look like. Really use your help, Eos. Yeah, everybody gotta gang up on the healer. He's big bad. I also forgot to mention there, but you have these little cannons here. They kind of help out quite a bit when you're just trying to defend our base. So that, here's we got this big bot over here. That is brute justice. As you can see, he is just kicking ass on the field. Oh, come back here, buddy. I need to heal you. Come back here, buddy. I need to heal you. Hold on. Alright, I got that one. Looks like we're helping old Brute Justice out here level some fields. Uh-oh. Chaser, cruise chaser here. Let's see if I can help a little bit. Pals. How's that? Take him down out of the way. Look at that, Ace. Use a little bit of help. A little Brute Justice buddy's not gonna make it, it looks like. Really wish I could heal him. Yeah, well, you know. It's kind of one of the risks you take when you're trying to be one of these guys here. It's sadly one of those things. Yeah, this guy doesn't stand still for nothing, is he? It's alright. Just gonna have to pull back, I guess. Oh, big deal. Ouch, that hurt a bit. Ooh! Yeah, I just got hit by their brute there. See, that was the straight line AoE. These guys really don't want to mess with alone. We're not doing too hot this match. But anyway, see these terminals here? These are where you'll get access to the different types of Machina. And you have, like I said, you have the Tracer, the Oppressor, and Brute Justice. Let's see. Oh boy, we just lost our last tower there, it looks like. I think I'll try and go help our skies in the center. We got our other brute here. He should liven things up here a little bit. Their brute's a problem though. So let's give them a little bit of a hand. Come on, guys. Let's push him back. I can't reach that guy. It's too far. Alright, bro. Gotcha. Stay with me, man. Don't get killed yet. I need ya. Us healers got to stick together, you know. overall, I would say this mode is really fun. Oh man. Let's try that again. Nope. They're playing hard to get, aren't they? They really are. Tackle the white mages. Yeah, overall though, I'd say this is a very fun. Whoa, hey, how'd that guy do that? He shouldn't be able to hit us there. What's going on? Okay, hold on, mates. Big kill. I got you. So we gotta do something about that mech. I don't know how they're doing that. That must be a bug. Up, up, barrier. Golden. Oh, they're hitting hard now. Ooh. Trying my best to stay up. Ugh. That mech shouldn't be able to do that. That seems like cheating. Yeah, but these healers are being a problem though. They are really being a struggle, aren't they? Yeah, well, I can do that too. Ooh. Jeez. I don't wanna. These guys. Them guys. That's alright. Did what we could. This wasn't enough in the end though. Well, but yeah, sorry, I keep getting around, but I'd say overall I'd like this mode. It's pretty fun. It adds something new to the equation of PvP in this game. It's not bad. Really isn't too bad. We're not doing too hot this match, though. Guess that's kind of to be expected a bit. Got hit from behind. Get one hand. Oh. Well, you're just no fun, Astro. You are no fun at all. Spamming the same thing. I can do that too. And we can do this all day if you want. Do this all day if you want. Oh man. It's just ridiculous. Oh man. Whatever will I do? Just a poor... Well, they finally ganged up on me enough. Took them a while though, didn't it? Now the only downside I'd say about this is the players themselves, pretty much. Like, it's not a lot of people want to cooperate and help each other out. It's a real shame. Or you'll also get a lot of people who think they're know-it-alls and, you know, think you have to do everything their way or it's no way. Really annoying when you get those kind of people, to be honest. But don't let that ruin your experience from enjoying this mode. As I said, it's a pretty fun PvP mode, and it adds something new and dynamic to the Final Fantasy scene. It's not too bad overall. I guess I better stop collecting these. Looks like this is our last second, so there's really nothing we can do at this point now. The other team basically, they outwitted us, or I should say, based on what I saw in the chat and what you guys probably saw in the chat, we have too many hot-headed players in this match, and like I said, those are the people that kind of make this not a very enjoyable experience, and you always have to deal with that in PvP. It really sucks, but there's nothing you can do. See, they even let us have this core because they know. They're probably not even gonna try, but to be honest. Or they are. Oh well, what can you do? But yeah, the downside is mostly just players in general. They can be pretty hot-headed, hot-tempered, and they really make things pretty unenjoyable and unexciting. So if like I said, if you get those people, don't let them ruin your experience. Just do what you can. You know, read the chat, follow your map. If you have suggestions or strategies, then, you know, then maybe talk through your teammates with it and see if you can get some help with it and whatnot. And since we're on that, let's talk about strategies and teamwork in this mode. I'm gonna just hide the chat there. The role players are being a little weird over there. But yeah. Talking strategy-wise, like I said, your main objective is to take down those towers and take down the enemy headquarters as quickly as you possibly can. And to do that, it really helps if you have your mechas rushing out to the sea. Which is why a lot of people will rush, sorry, I had to yawn there for a sec. A lot of people will rush the middle with, you know, with Machina and whatnot. So they'll do that, they'll rush in, you know, thinking that, you know, they have to kind of get things started and all that. What's that weird guy doing behind me? I don't even know. But yeah, they think that they have to rush the middle and just kind of sit there and, you know, play guard puppy, and that's not the whole point of this mode at all. You don't want to play guard at all the whole time, or else you will definitely 100% fail if you just hold defense the entire time. And I can't stress that enough, because I've seen this happen so many times, as you can tell by the seriousness here in my voice. That is a huge mistake, to just rush middle and play guard puppy the whole time, because that is not going to guarantee us victory whatsoever. What helps us guarantee victory is, like I said, the main objective, taking down the towers with your machina. Those three machina I mentioned, the oppressor, chaser, and brute justice. The sooner you can get those out, the better. And even if you don't secure that center, that is okay. It's completely okay. You can still get cerulean. It won't be as fast as if you were to have that generator, but you can still get cerulean and dish out as much damage as you possibly can. And that's, like I said, the whole point of this game is to win against the other team as quickly as you possibly can. And I'm sure they'll get their cerulean spawning a lot quicker, but you just have to know where the cerulean is in order to, you know, beat them to it, essentially, because they still have to grab it. And that's the main thing to understand here. This is where people make that big, huge mistake, is that they think that the cerulean's just automatically gone, and that they're not going to be able to obtain it that easily if the people are holding the center, and this is not true. So what you want to do then is divide your alliances into a task force. Have one, or I should say have two task force dedicated to assaulting towers, and then have the one task force set to you know, kind of attempt to, you know, it's not important to have every single person in the middle trying to hold that generator. It's really not a big deal. Like I said, if you know where the cerulean is, where it pops up at, then you'll definitely, if you're standing ready there, then you can beat the other team to that cerulean and get out faster, because they still have to pick it up. See, just because they're holding that middle doesn't mean that they automatically get it. They still have to pick that up. So that is the most key thing I can offer to you in this guide here, is that they still have to pick those cerulean up. So it's okay. You don't have to get mad and panic if you don't get that generator. All you need to do is just focus on the main agenda, taking out the towers and taking out enemies' headquarters, and you will be just okay. Oh man. Now another thing you can do is using those mammoths. Like I said, they take out not a big difference of HP on towers, but they take out some. You can help those mammoths march forward, you know, on the battlefield, and they'll do quite a bit of reconnaissance with their with their bombing suicide mission. Oh, heaven forbid. Poor mammoths. And but yeah, they'll help you take down towers just fine. So, you know, it's okay. Like I said, it's fine. If you don't get the generator first off, you can take care of the generator later. It's not a big issue that you don't get it right away. It's really not. So don't panic, don't stress. That's not what the game is about. The game is about having fun and, you know, just either winning or losing. If you lose, then maybe you've learned something from your loss. Maybe you didn't. Or maybe you've learned who not to play with, for example. Who you don't want to play with. And etc, etc. I mean, it's not like you can exactly help too much who you play with in this particular mode, unless you're going in with a, you know, a party of your own, which you can do that too. You can queue up to this, it says, with up to 4 players. There are no rule requirements, though typically when you people do what they call pre-formed party, they like to have a pretty basic composition: 1 healer, 1 tank, 2 DPS. But again, there's no rule requirements in PvP anymore, so they can queue up to however they want to queue up as, and it's not a big deal. And it's probably best when you're working with a party, because you can assign, you know, a certain task to someone. Say, okay, this person's going to collect ceruleum the whole match, and that will be their main objective. And then say, this person, I want you to pilot mechs, so as soon as they're up, go ahead and take them. And then the other 2, you can say, do what you want, help out the other alliances. Like I said, if you're the healer, you know, just help heal through everything like that. And yeah, generally communication is often better when you're with a preformed party than if you were not, so that would definitely probably be preferred for most players. Queue up with their own preformed party, so that it saves a lot of the stress and the drama of having to deal with, you know, and those people you don't want to play with. So there's that. Now back to our tactics and plans. Like I was saying back when we were talking about the Machina, essentially the oppressor bots will always be accompanied, should always be accompanied by a chaser, because the chaser will maul down enemies with their, see, there's the abilities of the chasers, which I didn't get to pilot one, you know. I chose the wrong job for that, but the chaser bots, they have a single kernel cleave AoE. This hits for pretty high damage against enemies in that cone that are in front of you, so it's definitely something you'll want to use strategically as you're in the chaser bot. And then their other attack is just a circular AoE.
Hi.
It's one that you just kind of throw out. Hi there, welcome to the guide video. I hope you're enjoying and watching this video. If you have questions now before the stream is over, please feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for in this guide. Right now we're just discussing tactics and plans, so if there's anything you want me to go back, clarify on, feel free to in the comments. Or the live chat, I should say. But anyway, we were talking about the Cruise Chaser bot, his abilities, the circular AoE, which is interchangeable. You can move that around at your own leisure. It's kind of like, you know, some of the summoners, you know,
play
AoE.
This is on PS4.
Yes, that's correct. I am on the PS4 at the moment. It's probably not the best choice for Scholar and healing in general, because the targeting is really bad on the PS4. I should be only healing on PC, or using my keyboard and mouse for the healing, because it's really, really bad. But yeah,
You need to play this game.
oh yeah, you should pick it up. It's a fun game. Anyway, let's move on to the next bot. That would be the oppressor bot. Like I said earlier on, which those of you watching now, you probably wouldn't.
I am playing this game now.
Oh, you're playing right now? Well, cool. Maybe we'll run into each other somewhere along the lines here in the match.
And watch you video.
Sweet. Yeah, I do that myself quite often. When I'm waiting for these duty finder queues, I'll hang out and watch videos, chat with people in my streams, etc. Anyway, back with the oppressor. He's a slow guy. Doesn't move too fast, so with
You play Mortal Kombat XL.
Do I play XL? I can't say that I do. Haven't really picked that one up just yet, but I hear it's really good. Well, the oppressor's a slow guy, so he needs a chaser to kind of help him get across the field, trek through the field in safety. He has the same amount of abilities as the chaser. He has 2 abilities. He'll have one, which is a big AoE, big circular AoE. This is a missile. And it does have a cooldown, so you'll not want to waste this on players. You'll definitely want to use this for the towers, because it deals a heavy amount of damage on the towers, and it does not really hurt the players all too badly. It does some damage and leaves them stunned for just a few seconds, but overall it is not a very good thing to waste their missile ability on players, and a lot of people discourage you from using it on that occasion. So just leave the cleaving of players to your chasers and the brute justice. Their other ability is a knockback ability, which basically they'll just
You need to play Mortal Kombat XL.
I shall add that to my playlist, Wilman. Thank you very much. Is it let's see. What was I gonna ask about that game? Is it the newest one that they made like a year ago? That Mortal Kombat? Or is this the one that they just barely came out with this year? It's been quite some time since I've delved into Mortal Kombat. Definitely a childhood favorite though, for sure, for sure. So I'll definitely add this one to my list. Anyway, that would be all your bots and their abilities. And strategically wise, you'll want to have the oppressors accompanied by chasers. As I said, your chasers will cleave players and keep them off of the oppressor, and the oppressor will just launch his missile and take out the towers a lot faster than if you were to use the tiny mammoths, which will do the job, but they'll do it a lot slower. So it's definitely worth it to try and get the bots as quick as you can and use them effectively in this PvP mode. Because how you use these bots is ultimately what it comes down to, and achieving the victory overall in this particular mode, Rival Wings. And like I said, teamwork. If you have good teamwork and synergy with your party and your alliances, then you'll have a smoother run overall, and the match will go by a lot quicker. You just gotta have the right communication. And then, like I said, there will be those annoying assholes in the chat and stuff who think they're better, you know, they know everything because they've played since 1.0 and yada yada yada, you know. They've played other MMOs. All kinds of ridiculous things. They'll say, you don't play my soul, blah, 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 you know. Trolls and everything. You don't really have to pay attention to them. Don't let them ruin your experience in this mode. Just keep chugging along. And, you know, if you can't figure out what to do, just ask or pay attention to chat, see where they need help, and just go. Go and do your thing. Do your DPS, do your tanking, your healing, whatever it is you're playing as. And do your best. Have fun while doing that. That's big point of this mode, is have fun. Don't let negativity bring you down and ruin your experience of this, because this mode, like I said, it's pretty damn well fun. Because I mean, who doesn't like blowing up stuff with a robot, right? Am I right? Well, anyway, guys, that will wrap it up here for this guide. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching. I hope you go back and review all the information we've covered in today's guide video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like down below. If you like the videos that I produce on my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, just thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch again. I'll have more content coming out soon, very soon in fact. So have a wonderful day to you all, and we'll see you next time.